All right, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Walk and Talk with Jimmy. And I realized I haven't been doing something on these episodes. I always have this thing where I think everybody knows me, but I've not really introduced myself or told anybody why they should listen. So I've been in retail leadership for about 20 years. Spent just a little bit under a decade with Toys R Us as a general manager. And from there, I spent about 5 years with Cabela's, opening a couple different stores throughout the Southeast. And as a general manager, I learned a lot about being an executive at Cabela's, and that was really important to me as I didn't have a lot of experience. And I don't think I realized how fortunate I was to have that opportunity before I'm 30. A company that size placed that much trust in allowing me to handle such large volume. We were $35 to $45 million boxes in some of those medium tier boxes. And I got an opportunity to start off in Columbus, go to Augusta, spend time in Greenville, spend some time in Bristol, Virginia, and really learn to appreciate and value my energy as like a spark plug that can ignite excitement and get good things happening. And when people are having fun and felt heard and feel seen at work, so now it really started to click for me that you can make a lot of great things happen. The last 8 years, I've been a store leader at Apple. And again, another fortunate opportunity that I don't think I really appreciate until I turn 40 this year. But it'll be 8 years with Apple, and I've been a store leader, which has been great. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? But I've been a general manager in some capacity for about the last 20 years. But I like to say is at these points in my life, not finishing college and sometimes not getting to have the similar background as even some of the people I work with, I've definitely struggled with imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is not something that is like stagnant, that has to always be there, but you might find yourself at different points in your career struggling with imposter syndrome. I know I struggle with it off and on every now and then, even today, but I have some things that quickly allow me to get out of that. But I would say the first 10 years of my career, I struggled with it every day. And, that drove a lot of my anxiety. And I think about a lot of the mistakes I made as a leader were probably done so operating out of a place of fear and feeling like I had to prove myself to everyone around me because either my age, my skin color, all these perceived reasons on why I felt that I shouldn't be there. In very, very few cases, it's told why I shouldn't be there, but that was very, very rare. And if I weighed that against the people that appreciated my work, where I knew I was adding value, to the negative, the positive clearly outweighed the bad. 98% to 2%. But it's amazing when you suffer with imposter syndrome or you're not feeling great about yourself, it's so easy for us to focus on that 2%. So here are 5 things that you can do to move beyond imposter syndrome. The first thing, number 1, recognize your unique value. You bring unique value to any team you're on if you're being your authentic self. And this is why I encourage everybody to show up as their authentic self. Can't come from a place of fear. Show up as your authentic self. Doing that, you will quickly recognize your unique value. If you add unique perspective, you have a unique set of experiences that no one else in your organization has. And it's so easy to use somebody else's measuring stick to measure our own success. And if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, that's probably 90 to 95% of what's happening, right? We're watching somebody that we think do it better. I've definitely been there. I'm like, oh, this person's an amazing speaker, and I'm in my own head. And when I've connected with those same people, you hear that they struggle with the same thing. And oftentimes, I've been told that I'm an amazing speaker, and I'm like, nah, you're just telling me what I want to hear. And we have 2 people that are giving each other trying to praise each other up. And the imposter syndrome is real. And I've had to catch myself in those conversations a few times where I realize that I'm talking to somebody who don't realize how great they are. And I need to make sure that I'm really explicit and serious about why I think they're great and not do it in like a high five drive-by manner. Because it's an opportunity to help move somebody that might be stuck in that space because they haven't realized the value they add. So if you find yourself there, number 1, find your unique value. And I guarantee you add it. If you don't know how, Ask people what they miss about you when you're not there. And if you're showing up as your unique self, you're going to be amazed by the answers. If you want more on that one, look at episode 10 where I dive a lot deeper into acknowledging your unique value. Number 2, second thing, document your wins, even the small ones. You're making an impact, and sometimes the things you're great at is because that's just who you are. That's your inspired action. That's what you just do on autopilot. And because you just do it, it comes easy. And what you're great at are probably some of the things you just probably do for free. You're probably changing rooms. There's a lot of things that we do, but document your wins. And how I encourage people to do that, you're spending a day at work or you're spending a day as a parent, whatever the thing is, take a little bit to reflect on your day and think about the moments that brought you a genuine smile, the moments that you were most proud about. And if you can't do that for the day, do it for the week. You have those moments where you're like, I feel really good about that. Or this made me feel great. Document those small things. Even if it's something for yourself. If you're on a team, think about what you did that made somebody else feel great. And that's usually a good place to start, to see where you're actually doing things that's having a big impact and you might not be recognizing it. So document your small wins and just get really great at documenting your wins and being able to reflect on that. And this to help you see that you belong where you are. You are exactly where you are. There's no imposter in that room. Show up as your unique self. Number 3, kind of related to number 2, but reflect on your entire journey and celebrate growth. I have this analogy I like to use to help my team illustrate how we're making progress sometimes. And when you see your kids every day, you don't appreciate how fast they're growing. And you honestly don't even recognize it in a lot of situations. But go away for a couple months, or, don't see them for a vacation period or whatever for summer. And when they come back, it's like, oh my goodness, you've grown so much. It's because you don't really recognize the small steps that you've taken over the last 2 years, 5 years, even the last 10. And I guarantee you, if you look at over a 10-year period, and you think about where you were 10 years ago, you're going to see some tremendous growth. And if for some reason you don't, then you're not taking enough risks and you're not swinging big enough. And that's a good indicator that you shouldn't have imposter syndrome. The imposter is that you're probably in a room and you can be in a better room. You can be having a bigger impact on the thing that's important to you. But imposter syndrome is getting in the way. So if you look back over 10 years and you don't see growth, there's no way, right? You've grown, and be able to celebrate that. And if you really say, hey, I can't answer that question with a yes, then you need to swing big. Go bigger, because that means you're playing small. And you've definitely outgrown that pot, which is why you're feeling uncomfortable, which is probably where your imposter syndrome is coming from. Because you've just outgrown where you are, and you're letting that insecurity want to keep you safe because you don't think you deserve more than you got. You don't think you're capable of it. So don't get that stuff. Document, go back and reflect on your growth over the last 2, 5, 10 years. And that should help you build some positive momentum to get you beyond imposter syndrome. Number 4, seek feedback and perspective from others. Find a mentor. And I think this is one of the more undervalued things that I can share. I've always been fortunate to surround myself with friends and people that I guess are similar to me, that come from a place of positive perspective and want to uplift folks, but would also tell you what they disagree with and have their own mind. And that's really valuable to me. People who show up as their authentic selves are people that I've really, really learned to cherish. And having people that I can ask for feedback or their honest perspective of something allows me to hold a mirror up to my actions. Because honestly, if I'm doing it, if I'm inspired to do it, I feel that it's that it at least serves me well and that it's right. And it gives me a perspective. It doesn't always change my mind, but it's a great way to hold up a mirror to how you show up to others. And I tell you, you're gonna, in a lot of situations, The good is going to primarily outweigh the bad. Do I get constructive feedback from my friends? Absolutely. But I tell you, I hear a lot more positive things than I do negative. And that's just the fact. And if you're around people who are only tearing you down, you have to think about, again, from a comfort perspective, it might be time to change your circle because you're playing small and you've outgrown that pot because of your imposter syndrome. It's keeping you from going after what you really know you're capable of. But get feedback. Get feedback from your peers at work. Get feedback from your people around you every day. Put your work out there. I remember when I first started shooting YouTube channels, or my YouTube channel, my watch channel, I got a couple snarky comments about my nails not being clean, which was great. Good feedback. Got that cleaned up. Talked about my lighting. Great feedback. Got that cleaned up. But even in the beginning, the majority of the comments were overwhelmingly positive. Good attempt, mate. Great first video. This is very informative. Here's a suggestion. And so the universe, because I put it out there, responded. And I've gotten great feedback. I've only done like 40 videos on that channel. And I'm very grateful to have 1,700 subscribers because I don't post nearly enough. I don't post every day. I've posted under 40 videos in 5 years. And, you know, I'm just under 1,700 subscribers, which feels really, really cool. That many people have come to view the content. And that's just because feedback. And so put it out there. These are the same. I'm working on being able to improve my on-the-fly communication and become a little bit more succinct and I think a little bit more polished in my speech because I can be a little bit all over the place. My cadence can be all over the place. And this channel is serving two purposes. I'm going to get better at communicating and talking and walking, and hopefully as I shoot more of these videos, my communication is only going to get better. But the second purpose is to spread a little positivity to the world and bring some of my life lessons, and hopefully the things that I've done can help somebody else. And so don't be afraid of the perspective. If it's not good, okay, so what? It's learning, but it's probably going to be better than you think. And so that's my fourth tip. Get feedback. Don't be afraid of it. You don't always have to take it, but it's a good way to hold up a mirror to your work. We're not here and we wasn't meant to accomplish things on this planet alone. All right, and number 5, my final tip on this channel, turn self-doubt into learning opportunities. Really, really important. If you have self-doubt, use that as a guidance system to say, hey, I can learn a little bit more here. But it's, again, if you're asked to do something, it's probably because you've demonstrated your expertise along the way or somewhere, or somebody believes that you can do it, which is enough to let you know that you can do it. You shouldn't need somebody else to tell you that you can do it. But if you are stuck with imposter syndrome, sometimes it's what you need to do. But if you have self-doubt, go study up. Go sharpen your skill to remove it. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for this. Or I don't feel like I'm the person for this. Let me go study. And even, again, using this video, right? There's different heights that I want to be able to hit. And, you know, my next 5 years, I want to look different than my previous 5. So to go where I've never been, I got to become somebody I've never been. And so I got to push myself. And I don't like the way I sound, particularly on video. But putting myself out there, and I'm open to the criticism, is pushing me out of my comfort zone, and it's going to get me to where I want to go. It's going to help me get growth. And it's going to make us push this channel to heights that I didn't think it could possibly, where I didn't even think it can go. And that self-doubt can be used as fuel to just deepen your subject matter expertise. So, quick recap. Number 1, acknowledge your unique value because you are uniquely valuable. Don't forget that. If you take anything away from this video, don't forget you're uniquely valued. Number 2, document your wins. Do this as often as possible, often as you need to. Number 3, reflect on your journey and celebrate growth. Do this in 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, and 10-year increments. And I guarantee you'll see where you've grown. And if you haven't, time to change your pot because you've outgrown it. Number 4, seek mentorship, seek feedback, get outside perspective. It's really, really, really valuable. Number 5, turn self-doubt into learning opportunities. Use that as fuel to deepen your expertise. If you, for some reason, don't think you're deserving to be where you are, or you're deserving to be covering a topic, deepen your expertise before you jump into that room. Use that to build confidence. But just remember, you are exactly where you are and where you're supposed to be. So my 5 tips to overcome imposter syndrome: share this video with somebody you know that's struggling with this. We all probably have a friend or two that don't really appreciate the impact that they're making. We all have a friend or two that we think they can be doing more, but they're afraid to take that leap. Share this video with them. Help them overcome imposter syndrome. It is a beautiful day out here in Maryland. It was a great day to do a walk. Quick update: I obviously found my Bluetooth receiver. My wife actually found it. It was in my pants pocket. And so I'm back, able to do videos. But if you haven't done so already, like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a really, really long way. A lot of the people watching these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe. I'm committed to updating and posting a lot more frequently. I got a really, really good workflow. My new location allows me to take the metro to work. So I got a little bit of walk between getting to the office and getting off the metro. So I'm going to shoot a short video every day. And, you know, on my days off, the weather right like it is today, inspire action and, you know, shoot a little bit longer of a video. But I appreciate everyone who's clicked on it. And I appreciate all you that share it. If you got something that works for you, keep the conversation going and let's drop a comment. See y'all soon.